In this tutorial, you'll be learning how to create an open web app for the OWA module. So let's see the basic structure of an open web app. At the root of the directory, we can see the manifest.web app file. All apps need this file. It contains all the app's information, such as the app's name, the app's icons, and the app's version number. This file needs to be on the root directory of the app. Next, we have the CSS, image, and JS folders. These are all optional. You can put the files in the root directory, but it is recommended to order your files. Put your files in the CSS folder, your images in the image folder, and your JavaScript files on the JavaScript folder. Let's take a look at an example of manifest.web app file. In this file, you can see that the file is similar to a JSON file. You have the version value, which specifies the app version, the name for the app's name, the description for the description, the launch path, the HTML file that will launch when the app starts, the icons, which is an array that specifies icon sizes, such as 16, which means 16 by 16. Its value is a directory to the icon location. Next, you can see a developer value. This has a name and a URL. You can enter your name here, and you can enter your website. Then there's default locale. You can specify the default language for this app. In this case, N for English. Then you have activities. In it, there's an OpenMRS array, and in it, there's a href, which value is an asterisk. This value is updated when the app first starts. It is the app's base URL, and it can be used to calculate file locations in your app. So this is the basic overview of this file. You can change whatever value you want and add more icons, add your information, change the language if you ever add language support for these. So sometimes in your apps, you're going to want to parse the base URL of the app. To do that, you would do this. You would use jQuery's getJSON method and pass in manifest.web app with a function callback, and in the function you would set the base URL to json.activities.openmrs.href. You may need the base URL in some cases where you need to access the API, for example. So now that we know the basic structure of an open web app and what the manifest.web app file is, we can create our own open web app. For this app, we're going to use this icon, which you can download from the description. It's a 48 by 48 panda icon. And yeah. So go to jQuery.com, and once there, click on download. Scroll down until you see jQuery 2.x and download the compressed version. Now, go to a file explorer and create a folder for your open web app. In it, create an image folder, and in the image folder, create an icons folder. The image folder will contain all our images, and the icon folder inside the image folder will contain our icon images. So paste the panda icon in the image folder, in the icon folder, and rename it to icon 48. It is recommended to name it to icon 48 because this name details the size of the icon. So go back to the Open Web App root folder and create a JS folder, and in the JS folder create a vendor folder. I'm gonna put jQuery here, so drag jQuery, and now we can go ahead and begin writing our code. Open a text editor and open the created folder. Make sure you have the icon and jQuery. Now in the root folder, create the manifest.web app file. Make sure it's in the root folder. I'm going to use the example provided in the previous presentation, but in this one I'm going to name it Cool Open Web App. The description will be Really Cool Open Web App. The launch path, the HTML file we're going to load when the app starts, it's going to be index.html in the root directory, which is a file that we will create in a moment. For the icons, we're going to specify a 48 by 48 value, which we're going to switch this to the panda icon. So it would be image/icons/icon.48.png. This is our panda icon. What this does is tell OpenMRS, hey, I have a 48 by 48 icon. If you need it, use it. And OpenMRS OWA module uses it in the app list. Now for the developer information, you can enter your name, I enter mine, and your URL. I enter my blog URL. And the default locale will be English, and our activities will be left as they are. Now let's create the HTML index file. So open the index.html file and create a basic structure of a HTML file. I'm going to create a title. It's going to be Cool Open Web App, and I'm going to make a paragraph. It's going to be, this is a really good app. And now we would have an app saying Cool Open Web App and a paragraph saying this is a really good app. Now what if in your app you need the base URL of the app? You would create a JS folder, a JS file in the JS folder, and using jQuery's getJSON method, in the parameter we're going to specify what file we want to get, and in this case it's manifest.web app. And we need to specify a function callback. In the function we're going to parse a JSON file, which would be the manifest.web app file. Now we have a variable base URL that its value is the base URL of the app. We're gonna print in this app. We're gonna print the base URL, but you can use it however you want. You can use it for the REST endpoints or whatever. And now we have a manifest.web app, index.html, and default.js. But we need to include the jQuery file and the default.js file. Now we have a basic application which prints the base URL. We're gonna try this out. So make sure everything is correct here, and we're gonna upload the app to the OWA module. But make sure you fix this because this is incorrect. And now we're gonna upload this app to the OWA module. To upload the app to the OWA module, you're gonna need to zip the content of the app to a zip file. I'm gonna name my zip file Panda Open Web App. Open the zip file and copy the contents of the Open Web App folder and paste it on the zip file. Now that we have the zip file, we're going to go to the Manage Apps menu of the OWA module and click on Browse and select the Panda Open Web App. Then click on Upload. As you can see, the icon we used is in the app list. The title, the app's name, which is here, Cool Open Web App, is included here. The description, Really Cool Open Web App, is included here, as shown in the manifest.web app file. And the developer follows the name of the developer information. The version is 1.0 as we chose here. And now we're going to click the app and we can see that we have a title saying Cool Open Web App and a paragraph saying this is a really good app. And if we open the console, you can see that the base URL is printed. So we have created our own app. You can expand this app to do more complex stuff, like use the REST API OpenMRS provides, or something else. But this is a basic app and that you can learn from.